Hello everyone and welcome back to Monifactory. So last video we started to construct our brand new base here in Monifactory and I'm so pleased with how this is turning out so far. I love it, although it is turning into a bit of an Ikea showroom. So I was doing some building between videos, but I have decided to pause for now. I was getting a little bit carried away. I'm having so much fun with this, to be honest. But I think it's a good idea for us to build for purpose. And right now with such a large space, I'm not exactly sure what that purpose is going to be. So as you can see here, I did take some screenshots along the way to give you an idea as to how it all came together. And at this point, we now have the back wall in place, and also most of the front wall in place as well as some of the interior. Some of it has some more decoration on the inside, and overall, I'm really excited about how this is turning out. Apart from the fact that it is a little bit Ikea-esque, especially with the blue and yellow on the inside. These blue walls on the back here were originally orange, but I didn't really fancy the orange color inside here. Wait, what? Threefold doesn't like orange? Yeah, with the yellow, I think the blue works a lot nicer. And we have these yellow lamps, which I really like. The lamps are available in pretty much any of the 16 colors, and you do get like borderless variants. You can make them inverted. So they're super versatile, and I think we'll use them all over the place, to be honest. The only thing is they are kind of annoying to craft because you have to use glowstone dust, glass panes, and dye. And dye is made from sulfuric acid, salt, and dye. But yeah, as for the base here, let's just talk about some of the concepts, since we never really covered it in the last episode. Last time we did talk about chunk alignment, right? And as you can see here, this is the original netherrack outline that we set up last time. So this is our starting chunk right here. This was the dirt pillar. And so yeah, I've set this up in such a way that our machines are going to line up against this wall. We're going to have all the wiring in the back here and then have like a double wall and machines on the other side as well. So we'll have a main corridor down here. And then we can run down this place. And you'll notice here that I purposely built this so that the main pathways are between the chunk boundary. And that means that our machines are within the chunk. So we don't have to have any multi-blocks crossing a chunk boundary. It might happen here or there, but we should have set it up in such a way that it minimizes that risk. And so, yeah, most of the single blocks will be fine to cross a chunk boundary, but yeah, they're going to be tucked away inside, comfortably inside the chunk here. And all the pathways will be across the boundary, which is fine. Another super cool feature is that I built in wiring tunnels all along here. So we have this kind of like crawl space between the ceiling and the floor, and that applies for every level so far. And so yeah, this is where we're going to run our, we'll need data cables, we will need power cables. So I'm thinking we run these in here, and yeah, we can run these to every part of the base. It's so cool. It just worked out perfectly. There's like this little gap here between the top of the pillar and the next level. We'll have it on this top layer, and I've also started one underneath as well, which is the area we're going to be working in the start of this episode. But more on that in a second. So coming back to the build here, you might have noticed a lot of framed blocks, and this is such an awesome mod. So the way it works is you craft these framed cubes, just made from sticks and planks, and then inside a framing saw, you can pretty much pick any Minecraft block variant in the game. So like, for example, we have the basic stuff like slopes and stairs. You can even get like half stairs. And then what you can do is you can place the framed block. This is just the basic cube, and then basically paint it with any block you want. And in most cases, we've went with concrete. And then you can use your hammer, if we have one of those. I think it's in here. Yeah, the framed hammer, you can remove that paint or the camouflage essentially from the block, and you can paint it with something else. And so yeah, that's pretty much how we got out all of the shapes in here, the intricate shapes. Yeah, like right here, we have some impossible sort of sizes from Minecraft, where this is like I think that's a corner pillar. We can see it on this side here. Yeah, I've still to paint these ones, but yeah, you can see how it kind of comes together, and you can create really awesome shapes, intricate shapes, and keep the build interesting, even when you're using a relatively straightforward block palette. Like, it's really only concrete, grey, white, and blue concrete, and then we have some glass in here, and yeah, of course the stone for the base, although I do want to try to introduce maybe 1 or 2 extra blocks as well Of course, we have the lamps to mix things up, but most of the variation and interest is in the shape, and there was so many trapdoors to place. Oh my goodness. Trapdoors, which is, it does give you I guess an eighth of a block. I think it's an eighth of a block. And we have trapdoors on pretty much all the pillars on the inside. And from what I know, there's not really an easy way to do this. I did use the copy paste gadget for some of the pillars and stuff, but whenever you copy paste, it only gives you the empty frame. So you have to, you have to frame them all with concrete, and it also does consume the block. So one of my favorite blocks is this, the corner strip. And it's so subtle. It's like a little, it's a, I don't even know what size this is, but or even if it even exists in the vanilla game. But it is awesome. Like, we have it on every single one of these. You can see it right here. Just to give us that extra transition between the trapdoor on the bottom for an extra support at the base and then into the concrete pillar. And it just works so well. We've also got it around the windows here as well for blue concrete. I guess I missed some frame blocks under here. These are also kind of annoying to frame. So yeah, like these frame blocks, they are so good. I love them to bits, but you know, now that we've started, we're kind of committed to this, because if you just go back to normal vanilla build and you try to mix it in, it doesn't really work. So we have to kind of stay consistent with it, and that means a lot of time spent placing blocks like this. Yeah, you can also frame it automatically if you hold the block in your offhand, so that will automatically camouflage the framed block, which does help, but again, it doesn't work when you're copy pasting. So on the second floor here, as you can see, I did build our control room, or at least the beginning version 1 of the control room. I experimented with some hazard grey concrete here. I might put that around every pillar, I'm not so sure yet. So we'll have 2 rooms on the side, which we'll use for maybe extended crafting, or perhaps a portal room. I don't know, but if you guys have any ideas on the base so far, let me know in the comments, because this is the time to get your suggestions in nice and early in the build process. But we are going to be building throughout the whole series. The base is always going to be unfinished. I'm going to grab some of our extraterrestrial matter. Last episode we did also add some more simulation chambers, and I added a shulker model, which we are going to make use of this episode. In fact, I might even make another one. Yeah, you know what? I will craft another shulker model right now. Get this leveled up. Something cool about the extraterrestrial matter, or any of the matters that you get from HNN, is that you can use them for experience. What on earth? 71 levels? 71 levels? How did that just happen? What? I am so confused right now. It's supposed to only give 25 per item, and I know you can shift click to use the whole stack, but I don't know what just happened there. We're going to upgrade our tool belt again. I made a couple more belt pouches, which should give us some more slots for tools. Alright guys, so with a decent portion of our base built, the first thing I want to do is get our applied energistic system online and plug the terminals into our control room. And even though we did put a band-aid fix on our power situation last episode, these dynamos here are going to be reserved for the lawn base. So what we're going to do is build a brand new power room, I guess on floor -1. This will still need some substantial development. And so I think it's in the early game chapter, there's a quest down here called Numismatic Power. And the Numismatic Dynamo can allow us to generate large amounts of RF power using diamonds. Alright, so I've taken some time here to develop this area underneath, and it's still not finished, far from it in fact, but I did experiment with some other block choices here, such as implementing magenta for the ceiling. I'm not so sure if I like this, to be honest, but the more I think about it, I may honestly swap out the grey concrete with something else, and even the yellow colour here, as I kind of want it to feel a bit different whenever you come down these steps. So these are on the main walkway just outside our front door. So this will take us down to -1, and under here is where we're going to have hostile neural networks, and the power generation, of course. So what I'm thinking right now is we have our simulation chambers on this wall, and perhaps loot fabricators on the other side, and we can extend this corridor along and then make more rooms identical to this if we need to expand. which won't be until way in the future, but yeah, I'm just trying to think long term here. We do need a lot of space. So yeah, it's going to be like loot fabricators and simulation chambers in here. And then we need an area for the dynamos as well, since, well, we're going to generate our diamonds for the numismatic. Does it tell us here in the quest? Yeah, paired with a self-sustaining hostile neural network setup, this dynamo can burn through diamonds. And diamonds we can make from our shulker models, which have already produced us 112 pristines. That kind of gives you an idea as to how long it's been. I was doing some video editing as well. Just AFK, just having a good time. I also did start to mix up some more vibrant alloy. So I mixed up some more energetic first and then made most of that into vibrant with the ender pearls that I did save from our pulsating prediction matrix automation. So normally all of the pearls that we get from the Enderman model are consumed by the extractor to make more PPC. No, wait. What? What is this called? Pulsating prediction matrix. Normally they're all consumed, but I did take out 2 stacks so that we can make more vibrant alloy, which is currently in the blast furnace. Since we are going to need that to craft our dynamos here, I was having a look at the recipe and it does look relatively expensive actually. We need energized, which is also energetic alloy. This is made from the infinity gear, so lots of iron gears and grains of infinity. The iron gears though we can make inside our brand new extruder. We are running out of iron. That's not good. Did I empty this out? Okay, we have a couple more stacks here. Yeah, let's say we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stacks of iron gears, or 5 stacks of ingots. It's 4 ingots per gear. Yeah, we kind of need to do something about that iron situation. So, using our zombie model, which is somewhere, we're making zombie pristines, and the zombie pristines we can loot fabricate into rotten flesh. In fact, I've already done it for a bunch here. And I did show this last time, but we can use this recipe for iron. How many stacks can we get here? I'm going to craft it all. Okay, that's actually a decent amount. And we're kind of a bit low on raw iron. Man, we're going to have this stuff on passive. It's going to be so good. We want to passive everything. Passive everything. That is my motto. And it definitely applies in this pack. But we do need to progress and get some power up and running first. Let's cook some of this into raw iron. Oh, look, we even have some in here. But yeah, we just need more. More. Might as well have the machines processing, right? That's what I always say. Okay, so back to our numismatic dynamos here. We're also going to need grains of infinity. Do we have any of those left? We have 96, but I would kind of like to get some more. I think this is from obsidian dust, right? In our atomic reconstructor is the most efficient method. And we don't have any obsidian left, do we? No, not really. I don't really want to go out and mine obsidian, to be honest. Is there an easier way for us to do this? Fluid solidifier is 51 seconds per, so that's not really viable. There is the rock breaker, perhaps. Yeah, you know what? Let's set up a rock breaker here. So what we're going to do is plug this in right here. We have water on one side already for the aqueous accumulator. And then on the other side, we just need to have some lava. Oh, I told you guys. I told you. Should I cut that out? No. We're going to leave it in. I told you this would look at this. Look at that right there. That's not what we want to see. Oh, this was such a waste. I'm going to keep that in. Professional gregtech player right here. Oh my goodness, that's embarrassing. Well, mining it is then. Mining it is. I'm going to have to find a bigger lava pool. That's funny. We don't need that much, to be honest, because we can't sustain that many dynamos right now. And like I said, I'm going to have to fiddle around with the upgrades and the augments as well. But let's just get a few crafted and we'll see where we're at. And we'll take it from there, pretty much. Alright guys, so 2 days later we now have 10 Numismatic Dynamos, and yes, I was farming obsidian for 2 days straight. 48 hours just holding left click. No, I spent 2 days building this. So, you know how I said this place needs some substantial development? Well, I kind of got a bit carried away and went overboard. But we now have a lot of space to expand as we upgrade hostile neural networks. Yeah, I got it right. So yeah, as you can see here, we've got underneath the stairs, which I'm not entirely sold on the spruce wood anymore, to be honest with you, the more I see it. Yeah, the spruce I think I might switch out, but I'm not sure what to switch it out for yet. But yeah, we have a central room here, which lines up with the center of our building. And the center is where the loot fabs are going to be. So both of these sides are going to be loot fabricators. And then we'll have simulation chambers and simulation chambers on the other room here. And then behind the one with the loot fabricators, this is where our dynamos are going to be. I think we're just going to have them underneath here. And we'll run some conduit through the middle to carry the power. So I haven't really decided how we're going to route the power yet, because we have to get the power upstairs into our terminal room. I guess we have to go through one of the pillars. And then we have our crawl space once again up here, which gives us plenty of space for data and power cable. Speaking of which, I did start to make up some more, and these machines are so slow. I should have had this going much, like, way beforehand. Yeah, I'm making up some more ME Fluix covered cable, which is the applied energistics cable. So this can carry the channels, essentially, even though we have channels disabled by default. However, I think it's also in the assembler. We can do conduit binder plus this covered cable, and this will give us ME conduit. And ME conduit is great because, well, it can share a block space with power cable. So what we're going to do is run this conduit and then the energy conduit through the middle, and we can share the block space, and that means it only takes up one block here, especially where it gets a little bit tight upstairs in this crawl space. However, I did notice that this pack has the shrinking gadget. What is it called? The shrinking tool? The direwolf thing? Oh, of course it looks like this. Wait, I want to actually craft this. I was making up some more LV circuits here. I think we got another full stack. Yes, we do. Yeah, we can do this. We can do this. Oh, wait a second. Manganese phosphide? I have never seen this material before. This must be a CEU material. Manganese phosphide, huh? Phosphorus plus manganese? Okay, phosphorus comes from phosphate, right? Phosphorus pentoxide. Okay, things are a bit different here from what I remember. Yeah, phosphorus pentoxide. How do we get this? Phosphorus oxygen? Alright, never mind. Forget it. Forget it. We have too many things left to craft still. Such as some more item conduit, which is how we'll move all the pulsating polymer clay around. Wait, I just said it again. Yeah, how are we going to get this to the simulation chambers, which will be... well, I guess we'll start it over here in this room. And it's going to look a little strange right now with just one or like 10 simulation chambers here with all this blank space. And that will be the case for some time. But yeah, it is what it is. We're kind of broke at the moment. So we're going to run some item conduit down here. And we'll probably hook this up in the middle here. This is kind of a tricky part because we're kind of establishing some rules on how the cable is going to be managed in the base. And I want to keep it consistent. Yeah, so I think what we'll do right now is we'll just have an ender chest, which we'll fill with pulsating prediction matrix. Oh wow, this is very different. Oh my goodness, what is this? Look at this! That's awesome! I've never seen that. Wait. That's so cool. Look at that. Look at it. It kind of like... Oh, that is sweet. I do like that. And can we have different frequencies as well? I assume so. Is it the same mod? Ender chests mod? Is that the same mod as the 1.12 versions? We have so many dyes now. Yeah, let's do triple light blue. I'm assuming you can... Uh-oh. Oh, it's shift right click. Okay, that's good. Although pulsating prediction matrix, pulsating polymer clay is kind of cyan or green. Pulsating polymer clay. Let's try cyan. Yeah, let's do cyan. That kind of matches a bit more. Triple cyan will be our PPC, PPN, whatever. Yeah, and we'll put the other side right here, and that means we can do extract on brown, always active, and round robin enabled, and then insert on brown on the simulation chambers. like so, and extract on blue. So we'll also have to send the outputs of the simulation chambers somewhere, and I haven't figured that out either. We are going to come back to the output problem. Right now I'm making up some more energy conduit since we need to feed power to the simulation chambers and loot fabricators. And right now the way we distribute power is with energetic alloy energy conduit, which can transfer 2040 RF a tick. But depending on how much vibrant alloy we have spare, I'm making some right now into wire. We can upgrade to vibrant alloy energy conduit, which is 8192 RF a tick. I was thinking about going all the way up to N steel, but this requires a vacuum freezer, I believe. Since in this version, whenever you cook the N steel dust in a blast furnace, it gives you a hot version. And the hot version you need to cool down in a vacuum freezer, and for this we need EV circuits. So we'll look into that soon enough, but I think vibrant is the highest we can go right now. And whenever you're making your conduit, pay attention to the assembler recipe, since it gives you 8 at a time for 3, conduit binder is basically free, but I think the same thing applies for the energy conduit as well. Yeah, it does. So it's more efficient if you do the assembler recipe. It gives you 4 for 3 wire, and 3 wire gives you 3 in the crafting screen. So it's slower this way, but it's much more efficient. Let's try and get as many as we can, and we'll maybe even upgrade this one as well, although it's maybe not necessary here. Oh, now here is a question. Does the painting machine work in Ender.io in this version? I really, really hope it does, because that's going to simplify our conduit route. What do we need? Some more electrical steel? Yeah, and more infinity gears. I'm sure I made some more of those. Yes, plenty. Plenty. We always batchcraft here. So the painting machine, at least in 1.12, and they changed the facade recipe as well. Do facades even exist in this version? They don't. Oh no! Ender.io, why are you doing this to me? Oh, unless they're hidden somewhere. Oh, so what is the painting machine for then? Dang it. Most of you guys know, but you can also like camouflage the conduits with a block to essentially hide them, and the painting machine can allow you to do that for Ender.io, but I guess there's no facade recipe. These are all gregtech facades or AE facades. Alright, well, let me know if I'm missing anything there. I'm hoping that Ender.io receives an update soon, although I heard that they're not really going to update the 1.20 version, which is the version we're in, which is so sad. Ender.io, if you're out there, please give us an update. Fix your... You're once such an amazing... One of the best of all time mods. You were so great, and you're now, well, not so great. But I guess all the more reason we need to have our crawl space here. So we are going to start to run our data cable from the terminal. Should we do this? I'm just thinking. Should we do this at eye level or at floor level or foot level? Yeah, I think on the floor is going to be best. This is also why I wanted the shrinking device, because it can allow you to go half a block tall. And for now, I guess we're going to just have to break the conduit if we want to pass through. But I guess that's why it's called a crawl space. You know, I'm running this conduit, but I don't actually know where it's going, because right now we're on this level, and we need to get 2 levels below, so we need to somehow put the conduit down here somewhere. And I don't know where that's going to... I mean, eventually we're going to have conduit all across here, because we're going to have machinery here, and we'll need our applied energistics connection here. So I think for the time being, I'm just going to go, like, straight down. Yeah, we'll just go, like, through the floor here, and just past this level, and we'll clean it up whenever we have the machines in that area, because we'll have to route it over there anyway. And then maybe we can pass it down one of the columns, on the inside of the columns, because, yeah, this is the most likely candidate, like, behind these trapdoors. Yeah, and we should eventually reach the simulation chambers that we just placed, or the simulation chamber, which is over here somewhere. Wait, this one? Yeah, this one here, okay. Yeah, just follow the yellow brick road, and we eventually get there. Perfect. Alright, so after some more prep and thought, I think I've figured out how all this is going to come together. So what we're going to do is have our simulation chamber, which now has the shulker model inside, and it's also being supplied the pulsating prediction matrix by the ender chest, which I did move slightly. Then we need to deal with the output problem, right? You remember I said we need to deal with the output of the shulker model, which we're going to get pristine shulker and extraterrestrial matter. We are going to buffer those items in drawers. So I made another storage controller from functional storage, and we can link this to the drawers down here. It doesn't need to be physically touching, which is awesome. It is just barely in range for all of these drawers down here. All the blue concrete on this level and this level will eventually be swapped out with drawers once we have more simulation chambers to fill this space. So we have insert on brown, which comes from the ender chest. So extract brown, round robin, and then we have extract blue from the simulation chamber, and that's going to go into the storage controller, insert blue, and insert blue on this side. So once we give this some power, which I also did, yeah, we got our vibrant alloy energy conduits. Once we give this some power, it should start to run and make us the items. And then we're also going to have a storage bus on here. So this is still offline. Let's get this online first, and then we'll talk about what the storage bus is going to do for us. And so we also need to feed these with diamonds, which we're going to make in our loot fabricator room next door. So hold on, let me plug in all the energy conduit up here. I think I got it all. Yeah, we need to get our shulker matter in here. So to do that, we're going to use our applied energistic system to distribute the item. So I guess we'll go from the beginning with most of these components, since maybe you guys are not as familiar with AE. So the interface, along with being able to send items back to storage, can also request items from storage. So here we can say we want to request the pristine shulker matter, and we'll set the amount to 64. So this means that whenever the network has access to pristine shulker matter, it's going to always try to keep a full stack in this slot. This is just the ghost slot, and then, yeah, it's going to try to keep the pristines here, which makes it available for some item conduit, which we have insert again. I guess I didn't set this. Insert again on brown, extract on blue. And also for energy conduit, you want to make sure that you have extract disabled, because it can pull the energy out of the internal buffer of the machine, which is nice if you want energy storage, I guess, but that is just a bug in Ender IO in this version. And then, yeah, from the interface, we're going to have our pristine shulker matter show up, and we want extract on brown, no round robin this time, since we'll only have the one, well, most likely the one loot fabricator for at least for a very long time. One of these loot fabricators can support multiple simulation chambers. And we also want to make sure we set a filter here as well. So I have some basic item filters. Filter this for only pristine shulker matter. Can be allowed in this loot fabricator. Oh, it doesn't allow ghost items either. Oh well, fortunately we have 181 pristine shulker matter here, which I guess we're going to transfer over. Yeah, so that will now live in this drawer. And we should be able to set the filter now, right? Yeah, we can set it with the actual item, just not from EMI. So we want the filter on the insert here of the loot fabricator, so that only the pristine shulkers can be allowed here. Because eventually we're going to request all the pristines in here and filter them to multiple loot fabricators. So now we also want a drawer for the diamonds, which we'll get from the loot fabricator. So we can once again link this to these drawers right here. And we also want another storage bus on this one. And we can plug it in through the interface here. So the interface will also carry data through it. So we don't have to have like a conduit here, for example. It will carry through this block. Oh, I made a mess. Okay, so now that should be this area fixed. We just need to fix our dynamo situation over here. And we're also going to use an applied energistics interface, since we need to supply the dynamos with diamonds. So we're going to request our diamonds in here, which should be available through the storage bus in the other room that we just set up. I'm doing this in the wrong slot. So 64 diamonds will be requested here, and then we want to round robin on brown channel, and that will go to all the dynamos. And then the dynamos power, we plugged all this in, right? Yeah, we did. So now I believe we just need to give it some diamonds to kickstart the system. We have a stack in 26 to get us going, and some more shulker matter. So I think if we give diamonds to one of these dynamos, it should start the loot fabricator and begin the whole cycle. And also turn on our applied energistic system. Oh no, actually it won't, because we don't have our controller over there. We will eventually move it and just have one system, but I'm going to keep them separated for now. Like this one here, we're going to eventually move this one over. For right now though, we just need a way to get energy into our network. And so I'm going to put an energy acceptor right here. And the dynamo should give this some power. Oh, and I noticed also on the ME conduit, you need to have insert here. I don't know if that makes a difference or not. We'll see. But yeah, let's try give one of these things diamonds. We also want to give it multi-cycle injectors, which increases fuel efficiency. I'm not sure yet what the most efficient upgrade path is for these. 3,750 RF a tick for one dynamo. Oh my goodness, that is insane. Bearing in mind we're generating 400 from each dynamo, each steam dynamo that we have in the other base. However, if everything is connected properly, we should be getting energy in this. We're not getting energy in here. Are we missing a cable somewhere? I'm hoping that's the case. All right, we got cable all the way down here, all the way over here. Oh yeah, that's right. It doesn't set extraction from the conduit automatically. Now it should be consuming the diamonds, right? Yeah, it emptied the buffer. All right, so now we should see the simulation chamber turn on and the extraterrestrial matter, which is going to end up here. Let's lock that drawer. So now the storage bus has also come online next to our simulation chamber because our AE system has power. And we want this on extract only and high priority. So high priority storage is insert first, extract last, and low priority storage is insert last, extract first. Did I get that the right way? Yeah, I did. So what this means for us in practice is that, let's say we had some pristine shulker matter in our drives. Let's say we took it out of the drawer by accident there, and we just dropped it back in the drives here. It's going to try to use this pristine shulker, assuming these two networks were connected, which they're not right now. We're eventually going to remove this one from here. But let's just say for the example, these two are connected. It will try to pull the pristines whenever it tries to extract from the system here first. And it won't touch the one in the drawer until everywhere else on the network has been used up. And then it will touch these ones here. So yeah, the opposite is true for insertion, but insertion doesn't really matter in this case because we have it on extract only. So yeah, it's going to use these ones last and pull from the drives first, and it's going to pull them into this interface right here, which I guess I didn't set again whenever I broke it. So yeah, pristine shulker matter, that's now going in here. We're going to set this for diamonds. The diamonds should be extract on blue into the storage controller. Now we're getting diamonds here, perfect. We also want our storage bus back here. And this storage bus is going to be... Oh, I don't have another storage bus. Yeah, this storage bus is also going to be on high priority, so that means that if we insert diamonds into our terminal, it can be inserted into this drawer first, which it will. And so now the diamonds should be sent to this interface because of the storage bus. It has access to them here, and that's going to pull it into the dynamo, or rather all of the dynamos and round robin. Although these ones don't have the multi-cycle injectors, so I think actually I'm gonna... Yeah, we're gonna take these out for now, since I don't want to burn diamonds without efficiently using them with the upgrades. Yeah, I mean, nearly 4,000 RF a tick is plenty for right now, for at least what we have connected to this network. Yeah, so once again, really quick run through of what we're doing here. Again, we have our shulker model in a simulation chamber being fed pulsating prediction matrix from our ender chest. So this is making us our pristine shulkers, which is being sent via the storage bus into the loot fabricator. That's making us diamonds. The diamonds also has a storage bus on it, which is being fed into the dynamo, and that powers our whole system for now. So now we should be able to move our drive, the terminal, the controller, and I guess that's just about all we have right now. We have that other system over here, which is completely separate, that has its own energy acceptor, that's its own network. But yeah, we can now move this into our control room, place our controller, place the crafting terminal, which I did turn into the full block version. There's just a shapeless craft into the different terminals. You can have like a full block. I think I might put some facades around this, and we'll be changing this as we get access to more terminals. But for right now, I'm just going to put the drive up here since we only have the one. I think the drives maybe we'll put in a side room over here. Maybe that's what one of these will be for. But yeah, now we have access to our AE system. Let's put it back to the way it was. Yeah, number of items descending. Awesome. So, Ender.io. So I also moved the Enderman model up here, right? So we have another simulation chamber, which is being fed pulsating prediction matrix to make us the pristines, which are buffered here, and they have the storage bus. And yeah, we're pulling it into this interface, same as the diamonds, or same as the shulker. And then I set up another insertion filter here, but for some reason, I guess it's broken. The shulker ended up in the second one, and the Enderman one ended up in the first, which does kind of break stuff if we have multiple loot fabricators, all with different pristines. So I don't really know what to do about that, besides switching away from Ender IO item distribution. That's so sad because it kind of ruined some of the plans I had. I was going to put storage monitors under here so that we could see what the loot fabricator is doing, but we're going to have to change our plans a bit here and rearrange stuff, but I guess we can make it work. We just need to switch to GT pipes. Anyways, once I eventually fix that, it should be easy to fix, but once we eventually start making Enderman or Ender Pearls, that for now is just going to go into another Ender chest, which is triple green. The Ender chest is connected over here, and just for now it pulls it into the drawer, and the drawer works like it did before with the conveyor on the side. And this is just until we can move this whole system upstairs, at which point we'll use applied energistics to distribute all the items. Man, I can't believe the item filters don't work. I guess I should have tested that, to be honest, but it is what it is. Okay, let me fix this. Okay, I found our solution here in the form of laser IO. So we're switching to a different method of item transportation. I did fix it. It is very, very slow to distribute the items, but it does work. And also it's pretty expensive. Like, all these take LV circuits to craft. Even MV circuits, I think, actually, for the laser node. Yeah. And an LV emitter, which is, I mean, kind of expensive at this point, but it does the trick. It does the job. So yeah, all you need to do is have one laser node on the interface, and then inside the face of the node pointing into the interface, you want an item card. This one will be on extraction mode. And then use the laser wrench to connect the nodes together. And then on this side, on the top side, you just want another item card, this time with a basic filter. Make sure you match NBT data. This one will be on insert, and this is filtered for our Enderman matter. This one here is for our shulker. So that only allows the shulker in here and Enderman in here. We're making our pearls, and we're making our diamonds. So yeah, we made our 25-minute time limit in this episode, no problem whatsoever. No, we're like way over at this point. I don't know what we're at by now, but yeah, thank you guys so much if you're still around. I feel like I'm just talking to myself at this point, but I'm having fun, and that's really all that matters, right? Hopefully you guys are having fun along with me here, seeing the base come together. So as for the dynamos here, we still have these ones disconnected. It's just the one in the middle. I did give it the reinforced integral component, and that took it from 3,750, I think it was, to 6,250 for one dynamo. But the awesome thing about these is they will only output power and burn diamonds if it has somewhere for the power to be sent, which is pretty convenient for us. It means we don't have to set up any limitation on the insertion of diamonds. And yeah, I'm going to try to get all of the augments crafted for each dynamo, so I'll give them all reinforced integral components and multi-cycle injectors. It's going to be a lot of Electrum and Invar as well. We should be able to manage though, we should be able to do it. I've also crafted a Guardian data model, which can give us Guardian pristines, and this gives us gold, since we're like 2 gold ingots left to our name. I was also working on getting some more vibrant alloy, since we used it all for energy conduits, and our blast furnace had used all of its inputs, so we want to keep this cooking as much as we possibly can. I added a travel anchor down here as well, which I'm glad to say does in fact work from Ender IO. That's the one thing that does work. And yeah, we've got our trophies up here now. I wasn't really happy with the leaves up here. I think this room needs a lot more development, so I might spend some time up here and maybe even build out the rooms to the side. But yeah, for now, thank you guys for watching, especially if you made it all the way to the end of this video. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you all in the next episode of Monifactory.